As a car dealer, I spend a lot of time justifying why things are expensive now. I'm bummed that these got expensive again because I actually really want one of these.
Well, this one wasn't that expensive, but it's also been it's been a project. It's been a process here. What's up, everybody? Long time no see. As we all know, absence does a lot of things. It makes the heart grow fonder, that's for sure. But unfortunately, as I've found out, it doesn't make your Volvo get off of its skates. However, that is going to change today. So let's get started. Now, when I last left you with the old Volvo wagon here, I was still trying to chase down that pesky anti-skid warning that keeps popping up on the dash. Not only is it annoying, but I think it's part of the reason why this particular car's all-wheel drive isn't working. So I replaced the steering angle sensor, recalibrated the steering angle sensor, and alas, the warning is still there. So it was determined that the brake control module is the next thing in line to be replaced. That's the possible culprit for this pesky warning. We opened it up, took the brake control module and sent it off to the helpful folks at XeMODeX. And I thought that was going to be it. I'd get a new unit back, I'd pop it right back in, and we'd be on the road with no warnings and possibly some all-wheel drive. But some days went by and I got a phone call from XeMODeX, and they basically told me that, well, unless you have the original unit from the car, we can't really do anything with this particular unit. I, completely flabbergasted, was like, that is the unit I pulled out of the car. And they basically said, well, that's unfortunate because it's not the original unit for the car. This was obviously a shock to me because it means that somebody at some point in this car's history has also tried to replace this, but they did it incorrectly. Luckily for me, the folks at XeMODeX weren't just going to give up on me. They offered to send me out a blank correct unit and said that if I can get this one to be programmed, that, well, maybe everything will be hunky-dory. So what ended up happening was this unit with the blue coils is wrong. It's actually for one model year newer and possibly not even for this car. So they can't pull the program off of this and they can't do anything with it. But this unit with the black coils is the correct unit. So the plan today is to put in this new blank virgin unit, see what happens, and possibly try to reprogram it ourselves. Let's try to put this correct unit in the car and see what happens. Really hoping to get this thing off the skates today. All right, and now you can actually really see all of these actuators and where that new unit is just gonna go bloop, and then we should be in business. This is like surgery or defusing a bomb. It's more like that.
Before you do, well, it's all right. I was gonna say actually,
well, we can pop it right back down. As not like it's a sensitive, very expensive unit.
No.
There we go. Look, slid right down. Okay, good click.
Good click.
Back to hopefully not shoving dirt where dirt doesn't need to go.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Now it's these screws.
Yes.
That one. I would move the camera closer, but believe me, if I can't see, neither can you. It's just the way it is. It's in. Yeah. I'd say that's good. Now, airbox back on and plug her in. Yeah, airbox, battery, error messages.
Gone.
Yeah, let's hope. All right, well, everything is back together. The battery is hooked up again, so I think I'm just gonna start it and see what happens if it starts, just to see, and then we'll go from there. Please don't freak out, car. Well, first of all, I can't believe it starts, but, my old friend, anti-skid service required. I mean, honestly, I'm impressed that it starts. It could have just not started at all because it'd be so mad about this new brake control module, but I mean, it seems like it's at least no worse than it was, which with this car is great news. But let me wheel the computer over and see what we can see. Beep, beep, computer cart time again. But this time, a little different. This is the old Vita computer that I use for everything, but remember, I didn't have access to purchase software to reload anything. So this time, I'm gonna do something a little different. I've borrowed my wife's computer and taken it over with Volvo software, which is probably great because she already loves this car and loves wagons. Why not bombard her computer with diagnostic software? That'll probably help her opinion. Now I have paid for the 3-day real version of Vita. So in theory, I should be able to hook this thing up and reprogram this BCM module to work with this vehicle. First, I have to make sure that I can even do this because the program changed a lot between that version and this version. And well, you know how software is. Good thing the paint's no good on this car. Oops. Oh my gosh. God. Everything. Any lights on the unit? It's already a good sign. Okay, so just when all hope was just about lost, I downloaded this kind of third-party software that offered to renumber this apparently Chinese knockoff unit to make this legit version of Volvo Vita think that it's correct. Also, I just realized Volvo Vita kind of sounds like Velveeta. Now we are actually in. It was able to read the vehicle. It's not mad anymore. So now I should be able to reprogram this thing. So let's give it a whirl. See, now that we're in here and now this is a legit version, it's even telling me that there is an active recall for this car, which is true. Should be able to go to vehicle communication, BCM. Oh, it's happy. Okay, calibration. Well, let's just hit continue. The procedure has finished. That seemed too easy. Oh my gosh, what is that? What is this now? Not responding. It makes it like lock up every time I hit connect. Okay, this is new now that it's actually connected. The old version, all this stuff was red and blinking. So, well, this does say to do the wheel turning thing again. I think that's 15 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I just had to buy another $80 program, but after I went through all the rigmarole, it's doing stuff. Listen. It's clicking, it's programming it. I think this is it. I'm serious, I'm so excited. And look, there's the steering angle sensor reload, so I might have to do that next. Guys, I think I might be able to drive this car home. Oh, good. I'm sure it's just in the middle of something, but it says brake failure, stop safely. It's good to know that it would do that if something were to happen. Guys, I know this just looks like I'm looking at a computer and clicking on stuff, which is, I guess, fairly accurate, but believe me, this is a major, major step for this car. We can get this figured out. We're one step closer to painting that hood, which I know a lot of you out there would really love to see. So come on, program. It's only been like $200 later, all in software. It's all invisible money, but I don't care as long as it makes the car work. Okay, another update. Since the steering angle sensor reload was an option, and I guess I didn't technically do that correctly, I went ahead and bought that as well. Another 80 bucks. But after this is all I can possibly do to reload these modules. So I had to do it. Let's just hope it actually manifests into a repair. Right now it's working on it. Okay, hurry up and verify. I'm losing battery power here. So this is the new modern age, which, well, I guess for 2005, you can't just replace parts. You then have to pay for the software for the car to be happy about the parts you just replaced, which is totally nutty to me. But I mean, I guess this is just how things are going to be from here on out. I can only imagine it's going to get worse with electric cars, although there should be less parts to replace in the first place. That's a battle for another day, another year, perhaps. See, every time it starts clicking and stuff, I'm like, with the camera, and then erasing DTCs. Good. Safe resetting the vehicle. Okay, that says it's done. Let's just unplug it and start it. Okay, let's see here. Moment of truth, part 10. Park assist service required. Time for regular service. Oh my gosh. I think we did it. Like $300 later on software, and I think we did it. I think it's good. Again. You have 2 messages, which is less than I normally have. Oh my God, you win. How awesome. Well, let's get this thing off the old wheel stands here, and I have a car again. Now, before I jack the car up and get it off of its skates to go take it on a test drive, I just want to give a massive shout out to the folks over at XeMODeX. When I sent them this apparently incorrect unit, they didn't just send it back to me and say tough luck. They worked with me and made sure that I had a solution that ultimately got us to where we are today. So if you have any electronic needs for your cars, and they do have a lot more than just Volvo parts, check them out. I'll have a link in the description. XeMODeX has been absolutely instrumental to helping me piece this car back together. Now, let me jack it up and get off of these skates, and we'll go drive it. And as we go jack the car up, I'm gonna give this thing a try. It's a hydraulic jack that runs off of your car's cigarette adapter. I got it for my dad for Christmas, so naturally I'm the one trying it out for the first time. I don't really know when else I'm gonna use it. Just wanna give it a whirl, and well, I have a Volvo in the air that needs to come down, so let's see if this thing works. If it works, I'll probably put a link to it in the description, but for now, it's just an experiment. Let's give it a whirl. I just wanted to see if it was like, if I just touched it and like. Yep. Starting to sound like it is now. Okay. You're not going to want to use this for a pit stop, but I mean, it does work. A lot of suspension travel on this car. All right, so that jack actually worked pretty well as long as you screw it down enough. Now it's time to actually take the car out on the road, hope those error messages stay away, and see if it works. But instead of just taking it around the block and doing a normal test drive, I say we do it big. My uncle actually has some tires to pick up for his C4 Corvette that he autocrosses all the way out in Clearwater, Kansas, which is like 35 miles away from here. So what better thing to do with a car you haven't driven in a few months than to take it to go pick up the tires. It is a wagon after all, and all the seats fold flat, so it should hold them. And my friend Jay, who owns the dealership, usually has some cool stuff laying around there. So let's go test drive the Volvo and see what Jay's got at his shop. Let's hit the road. On the road now. So far, so good. It's tracking straight, and the most important part, only park assist and chassis settings lights. Nothing about the things we fixed, so that's great. Things are going well. This is a good sign, and it's good to have the Volvo out in the elements again. All right, well, made it to Jay's shop. The Volvo didn't have an issue. And no warning lights. It's just a good, comfortable cruiser. But let's go see what Jay has. And just a little sneak peek here. He's got that Aston Martin, if you remember from Hoovie's Garage video, and a couple of Porsches, including a 996 Turbo right there. Always a good sign, but definitely bizarre because we are like way out here. So, knock, knock. Jay.
Howdy, howdy.
What's going on, man?
Not much. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah. I haven't actually been here, and this is quite the shop. It's obviously new, clean.
This is somewhat. It's dirty again already. It's been 2 years. You can go through and find dirt everywhere.
Oh, well, I'm not going to nitpick it. I'm just more excited. I mean, you got a Pontiac Solstice GXP and a Ferrari 430 on the lift. Definitely not things you'd expect in Clearwater. I mean, Aston Martin out front, 911 Turbo out front. I mean, yeah, never would have thought. No. And I also see this is what we're here to pick up. Thank you for letting me take up so much room in here. I really hope these fit in the Volvo. This is almost one of me.
This is like 5 feet of tires.
These are just massive.
315s, right?
315s all around, which I have never seen a C4 on.
Is it an LT1 car or is it a
No, it's an L98 car. It will never break loose. No. And then he's got 2 more street tires here. So all of this is going to go in the Volvo. But well, what's going on with this? I love these. I would love to have one of these one day. Probably not this one.
Bought this for a customer. It had a really bad sort of a really bad hood, really bad bumper on it. We got both of them replaced, and then when it came back from the body shop, it wouldn't start.
Well, how many miles are on it? I mean,
70.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been a hard 70.
No, it's just really dirty.
It's just dirty. Let's go look at Rob's 430. I mean, like I said, you don't get to see Ferraris all that often in Kansas, and you really never get to see them up on a lift.
And you don't get to see bad ones very often. So these are what I think to be original brakes. You can't see it on camera that well, but you can.
Oh, I can feel it though.
Yes, there's an obvious ridge right at the end. Pads are pretty much near done. He bought it sight unseen.
That's a thing for us here.
Yes. The cheapest 430 actually it was. I don't know if Rob wants to say how much it was, but it was like 20 grand less than all the others.
Than it should be.
Yep. Torn ball joint boots.
Yep.
Torn tie rod end. Up top, you can see torn ball joint boot up top. And then that times 4.
Oh, all 4 corners.
Every single one is torn. Where the hydraulic pump for the F1 was, that was cracked and leaking out. Cam covers on the back, I believe, were also leaking.
Wow.
But that was kind of...
This doesn't bode well for me because this is like the exact spec that I want. I want a red Ferrari 430 Spider with tan interior. And here one is, but I
just expect to do like
I don't
another
want-
$5,000 of work.
Yeah, I don't want this one. One interesting thing, it's a supercar thing. They have a parking brake caliper instead of like the drum that's normally in here. I always think it's like the mark of a true supercar when they just give you a whole separate caliper for the parking brake. And it's still Brembo.
Yes.
Which is the only kind of parking brake I want, a Brembo parking brake. Another cool thing about these is, as you can see, totally smooth underneath. And then this massive diffuser, which is actually really functional. I never get to see these on the lift, so.
Yep. This should be covered up. It's actually a big panel that kind of goes in rubber-wise. There's something that holds it in specifically, because mine had that one on there, and you just pull it out, and that's how you get to the oil filter.
How about that? But let's go see what you got outside, because you had a bunch of cool stuff out there. Right away. Mustang SVO, a Honda Insight. See that on 100% Jake's channel. This is how you attach those wheel spats.
Yes. Both sides.
We found my uncle talking to your dad out here with the older stuff. So you got a Cougar,
Yes.
a Nova, and one of the big Mustangs.
Yep.
This thing's cool. That is not what that normally looks like, so.
You can't see much in there. It's running a Holly Sniper on there. The trans got changed out to an AOD instead of a C6.
So this is like a good drivable car then.
Yeah, because they live up in the mountains.
Wow.
There's a lot missing.
You don't say? Well, actually, for this one, I can look in here.
Yes.
The interior. It's a good looking car though. I mean, you just don't see the big ones. Everybody always sees like pretty much 64 to 67, and then they're like, eh.
Even though Gone in 60 Seconds kind of like brought it. Yeah, that was
Right.
the first Eleanor. Per
Yep,
se.
the very first one you had is jump in the huge one. I'm guessing this is manual, just because knowing you, I haven't even.
It is a stick shift. I bought this like a year ago, and it had a tick in it.
You should put some flea and tick medicine on it.
Thank you.
Sorry. Oh, I didn't realize that these had the little like,
Yeah, it's like a-
SI shifter from back in the day. These are always just like, they're just coming straight out of the dash. Very interesting. And then we got Rob's old Aston Martin,
Yes,
an Impala SS, a Porsche that's sitting up too high with a lot of tape on it.
Yeah, there's no motor in it.
Yeah. Oh, the bumper's held on with the tape.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on? But yeah, you can always tell when Porsches don't have motors because they sit up in the rear.
And we have everything short of a bearing case to put one together now.
Oh, but it is a manual.
It's an S.
And it's an S, so I mean, I think it'll be worth fixing.
This
And then
is a
the
996.
996 turbo that I didn't see all this upon arrival.
So he did this in 2004. It's a 2003. It's only got 17,000 miles on it. And then he just parked it in his garage for 15 years.
Oh, and it's got the painted back
Yes,
seats.
this is the aero kit.
Yeah.
So this wing, instead of the one that comes up and down, that's
Right.
always problematic on them.
Yep. And then the center, the match center console, and the painted seat backs and the seat belts.
Yes.
Are like the options. I remember people freak out when you have the painted seat backs on these.
And
So.
it's even, there's a lip that goes on these too that I have in the shop here. That's a colored lip that goes down even further.
Huh.
But it wasn't going to clear the trailer at all. I haven't seen this since it was sitting in Bob's.
Yes.
I'm curious.
Behold, error light free, sort of.
This is so much cleaner than it was.
Yeah, you saw it when it was at its worst. But
I gotta try these out. I love these seats.
oh, dude, they're the best. That's what I was saying on the way here. I was like, they're just like big recliners.
As a car dealer, I spend a lot of time justifying why things are expensive now. I'm bummed that these got expensive again because I actually really want one of these.
This one wasn't that expensive, but it's also been it's been a
You had a project.
It's been a process here. I mean, we got here, drove here, what is it, like 35 miles or something? No errors. I feel like if there was gonna be one, it should have been on a drive like that.
Or on the way home.
And in theory, I'm going to use its utility
Yes.
to haul all that big meat in there. I just
is what I
hope
love
it can
about
fit. So, okay, yeah, I just spotted this over here. I was like, hey, you got a Volvo over there. He said that's our loaner.
Yes.
What a C70 convertible for the loaner car. I love it.
I got this at the auction, the Davis Moore sale. And then it was running through. I saw that it had 80,000 miles on it or so. And then the bids, they were at like 500, 500, 500. Like nobody's saying anything. And then I bought it for $600.
Wow.
And it's got full records. It's been through 2 different timing belts already in 80,000 miles.
Wow.
But it's still not working that properly. I don't think this actually...
I'm honestly beginning to think that's just a Volvo thing. If you have an early 2000s Volvo that's just working,
Right.
no, you're lying.
Yep.
That's all I think.
Yeah.
Let's go see if we can do tire Jenga.
Sure.
Fit these in there. I have my doubts. Look at that. I'm gonna get the hood fixed one day. Oh, we got plenty of room. Probably. I don't know.
Cut these apart to make this work.
I think we could fit 2 and 2. I think. Yeah.
Which...
Go the other way, like that.
Like that.
Yeah.
See, they'll stand.
All right.
And of course, they have good traction already.
Yes. They are rated for excellent carpet grip.
Yeah.
It's one of the things about these. Look at all of this utility. This is working just great. So 4 big meats and then 2 little meats. And we're gonna be, we're dandy here. Well, Jay, thanks a lot. Thanks for the tour and for getting the tires for us. Boom, we're good. Yep, well, now we're gonna hit the road and hopefully stay error free. Thanks a lot, Jay.
Yeah.
We'll see ya.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, we are on the road full of tires here. Really didn't think about the rearward visibility, but you know, when you're in Volvo, what's behind you doesn't matter. So we're just plugging on, still error free, still in the middle of nowhere. Everything is just hunky-dory. I could not be happier with this repair. This has just been a rare, successful Volvo video. Very thrilled about that.
Absolutely.
But let's just get back to the shop and see what's next. Its utility is proven.
Just like a minivan, only better.
But way cooler.
Way cooler.
Yeah.
Way cooler.
Well, there you have it, guys. The Volvo made it back from Clearwater in one piece. This car has not only proven its utility, but it has also proven that it doesn't have any major electrical problems anymore, which is the absolute first time I've ever been able to say that about this car, and I'm super duper happy about it. What's next, you may ask? Well, it still has some mechanical issues. While it didn't really smoke out of the exhaust on this trip, I think that's still going to be a problem, and I still have no idea if the all-wheel drive system works. Not to mention, it also needs brakes, and as most of you love pointing out, paintwork. So stay tuned, still a lot more to do on this car, but for right now, we have the rare Volvo victory, and I couldn't be more thrilled about it. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. It's a great place to see updates and some behind the scenes stuff that I can't always post on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. Join my Facebook group. It's a great place to share memes, and I'm almost always in there interacting in the comments. And other than that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. It greatly helps my YouTube performance, and I will see you guys on the next video. Good work, Volvo. Think you're gonna stick around after all. My goodness. There you go. There's some big tires all the way around.